Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to surface and plane the table. And to get started, I'm going to show you the tools you're going to need. So let's get to it. Welcome back to Home Improvement. Today, I'm going to show you the tool that we're going to use, which is this big O bit right here. This is what you always want to use for surfacing and planing your table. And this always goes into holster 5. So right now we have our flat bottom surfacing bit in tool 5, so we're going to go ahead and unload that. So as usual, the typical way, you press menu, press ATC, you come down to tool unload. Tool unload, you got 3 options here. You want to press the first one, so you press the number 1, and it's going to go ahead and unload for you. We're going to take our tool 5 and we're going to replace this flat bottom surfacing bit with our flat milling bit. So you want to take your key, your big O church key, you're going to put it in the lock. And then this isn't going to open so easy, so we're going to use our mallet to open this up. Just enough to loosen it up, and it usually takes 2 times. Tap it again and it's loose, and that'll come right out of there. You put your bit aside, and we're going to go ahead and put our milling bit in there. Tighten it up real good. And this is what we're going to use to plane the table. Planing bit, there you go. Now this bit only has 3/1000 tolerance on it, so that's as much as you're going to be able to cut with. Like, that's as deep as you can go. Oh, snap. Yeah. And this bit is ready to go. Make sure you got it nice, tight, it's firm in there. We're going to load it in the machine and get ready. Alright, it's loaded in the machine. Now we're going to get ready. Go home on it. Alright, the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and recalculate the tool. So we're going to press menu, ATC, calculate tool, enter. We're in tool 5 or holster 5, enter. It's going to go ahead and load that. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and bring it down. My jog is at fast. We're going to bring it down to our calculating surface. And you can use either side, it doesn't matter. Find a good section of your calculating surface that looks good. Right there. I'm using these up and down, or I'm using these up and down buttons, and these adjust X and Y axis, 0. Now it's calculated, we're good to go. Alright, so after you've loaded your tool into the machine and you've calculated it, the next thing you want to do is make sure you press Home 9 first. And then the next step will be to surface your table. We're going to go ahead and set this to Home 9. Home 9 will always be where you want to surface and plane your table. It won't change any different. So that's the very edge of the corner of the table without it cutting into this and cutting out way over here. So it is lined up perfectly with this right here. Clean up the surface right here. So when you go ahead and surface, you want to make sure that your surface area is really nice and smooth, so you get a good calculation of your surface and depth. That looks good, that's decent. There's no crap. Alright, just like we were surfacing material, we're going to just surface the table twice. So check it out. We're going to get our plate, we're going to bring it down, stick it on the table, we're going to bring our tool down. 0. I'm sorry, my bad. We're going to press the top surface tool, enter. This is tool 5, so we're gonna go ahead and press enter. Now we're gonna press 0. All right, now we're gonna do our max depth. This is as low as the tool can go. So we're gonna go ahead and press max depth, bring the tool down, 0. Now you're probably thinking, how is it gonna be able to cut when it's both set the same? So this is the crucial part. This is the crucial part after you set your surface in max depth. If you go into the menu and look at Params 2D and go down to cut depth, cut depth, you'll see that everything's set to 0. So what you can go ahead and do is to go back all the way, and you want to press shift and then max depth. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Shift, max depth. And this is going to allow you to go deeper than what the table is. So we're going to set it to do about, we're going to do 3 thousandths. Actually, you know what? Let's do 0.35. So 3 thousandths. Or I'm sorry, 30 thousandths with a 5 thousandths. So 35 thousandths, my bad. I'm going to press enter. Now, if we go back and look at our Params 2D, press enter, go to cut depth, it is shown that we're at 0.34, so it's in the ballpark. Did I set that to 0.35? Yeah, okay. So that will be our cut tolerance. Max depth. So now we want to tell the tool that we want to cut into the table. So this is as far as the tool will go. So we want to do about, let's do 0.02. Enter. And now the table, or now the machine will cut into the table that deep. But we also want to set our feed rate. So right now it's at 15. If it's at 15, it's going to go nowhere. It's going to go really, really slow. The max feed rate on this machine, I believe, is 600. So we're going to go ahead and do, well, you know what? Let's do 600. We'll go super, super fast. And that's about it for this process. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to line up your tool with the very edge of your X and Y axis on the top. So we're going to go ahead and do that with the far end, your X or your Y axis. And as you can see down here, this is going to barely catch the end of this table right here. So that's what you want. You want it to overlap like that. Now we're going to send it all the way down there. Now I've used this table enough times to know that our max depth of our Y-axis is 59.3, and our X-axis is going to be about 119. So we're going to get it right about, get a little closer, about 119.5 is a good spot. All right, so the last step of the video that you want to do is press menu. After you have everything set up down there, you want to press menu, cut utilities, enter, table mill, enter. Now we know it's tool 5. Now we know the diameter is definitely a lot bigger than 1/2 inch. This bit is about, it's about 2.5, or I'm sorry, it's about 2 inches, but we're gonna do 2.3, enter. So when it overlaps, it will take off that little extra left on the table. There won't be any little bits of residue. So it is ready to go. So while this gets started, as soon as it gets started, I'm gonna go ahead and blow off the table. So we're gonna press action, this button right here. This is your best friend and your worst enemy. These two right here. This is action. You look down there, it's gonna get started. Times, because if you look really closely, there's still residue on the table right here. So we're gonna have to come back a second time. So it's gonna go ahead and do its thing. I'm gonna blow it off real quick.